And it all is about the conversation, right? The conversation. And I want you to think about your conversation that you're having with your prospects, whether that be a friend, whether that be, a relative, or whatever the case may be, because what I've discovered is that we're having the wrong conversation with people, and what's happened to us here recently with respect to the the challenges that we've had with the coffee, and everybody knows what the challenges are with the coffee. We had to reformulate the coffee based on a couple of ingredients in there that we couldn't get registered in certain countries, and so that's what has created, this little downturn. That's why we're out of sticks, and that's why we're out of, and nobody expected anything like this. Let me just say that. But, we have to plan for the unexpected, right? And I've always made it a point in the course of my last 30 years is that I never led with a product. I never led with a product. I never led with a coffee. I never led with any product whatsoever. I always kept it focused on one thing, and that thing was always money, right? Money. It's, if you take a $100 bill and a jar of, or even 2 jars of coffee, and you're going down the street and you're asking people which one would they choose, I guarantee you they will always choose the $100 bill. They could care less about the coffee. So it doesn't matter whether they're a coffee drinker. It doesn't matter whether they're fat, skinny, old, young, whatever the case may be. They all have an appetite for money. So we've been leading with the coffee, and that has created a little bit of a situation. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to, and as you see in my presentation, and have seen in my presentation, that I'm shifted my whole conversation to more the money conversation and the simplicity of building a business over a period of time, and using the easy sequence of finding one person, buying a business builder pack, buying 3 products, and doing exactly the same thing, because that's really what the business is all about. It's all about a lot of people doing a little bit of business. So think about what you're leading with and how your conversation is. We're going to have a lot more conversations about what it is. My gift, right? My gift is to provide everybody with a plan that'll take everybody that focuses on that plan to becoming one of the top earners in the world. I mean, and that plan that I just laid out, and you're going to see it again here, is something that will do that, because it is so simple that if somebody follows it and they believe, see, this is something that 99.9% of the people believe they can do. The problem that we have in network marketing, and we talk about all the statistics, is that people don't believe that they can accomplish what you're asking them to accomplish. So if they don't believe it, then why try it, right? Why do it? So they just don't believe it. They just don't do it. And, so next, right? It's a very simple plan that anyone can do, a plan that works for those that have limited contacts or an abundance of contacts. Credibility or no credibility, influence or no influence. I mean, it really is, if you're only asking a person to do simple things and the very, very limited amount, and quite frankly, people say, well, they could sponsor more people than one. Yeah, yeah, a lot of people can, right? I can, you can, but most people can't. And quite frankly, I don't want it to be, I'd rather have the duplication, right? Rather have you sponsor one, help that person sponsor one, help those people sponsor one each, and start the duplication, because that's where you start to pick up the momentum, rather than you going ahead again and sponsoring another one, or the second one in a month, or the third one in a month, or the fourth one in a month. And so this plan is not about cutting edge products, right? It's not about the timing of the company. It's not about any of those things. It's about, a legitimate company that is now 6 years old, that has an incredible compensation plan that allows us to earn the kind of money that we're earning as a result of the compensation plan. And that's as simple as it is, showing everybody what percentages of people that earn 100,000 a month. I threw this up on, to answers.com. And, it says 14.8 million individuals earn over 100,000, or about 9.8% of the total workers, right? 163 million workers, so 9%. But the IRS records show that, when you get to that 200,000 threshold, and guys, yes, I did that in my first 12 months, and I have earned more now in the first 7 months of my second year than I did my entire 12 months my first year. And so that's just how, the business will continue. I want everybody to start where they're at. It doesn't matter where you are within your Valentis business. And I'll tell you, there are some advantages for those people who have banked volume. There are some advantages for those people who already have their foundation team in place, because the numbers change dramatically. I mean, dramatically, when you have bank volume. And I'm going to go through some of those things. And when you have your foundation team in place, you've already sponsored 3 people that have purchased a business builder pack. So, the next 12 months could put you in a position that you've always wanted to be in. And that is having the time and the financial freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whomever you want, and not have to worry about the time or the money, right? I mean, that is the ultimate freedom, if you will, is just having that residual income come in on a month in and month out basis, and repeat sales. Action items are real simple. You got to buy the business builder pack. Why? Because it maxes out the compensation plan. You can't do anything else. You got to be a ruby or above to make this plan work. You can't start anywhere else. You must commit. You got to commit to buying 3 products. You got to get out a loyalty purchase. You got to commit to 3. And I showed you very simply in the presentation, and I'll show you again, that it really comes out of profit. I mean, it really comes out of the money that you're earning. And you've got to find one person a month. I mean, and really, like I said, I'd rather have you focus on finding one person that is committed than to go find 10 that are, well, I'll try it, right? Let's assume for a second that this chart represents our compensation plan and what it'll actually pay. I know it already does, right? I've worked it and worked it and worked it, right? I know that this chart, if you work it like this, these are the numbers that if you enroll one person represented by team 1, right? And there's your one person, and this is your foundation team. Those first 3 people that you enroll with a business builder pack, and then this is your legacy team, those next people that you enroll with the business builder pack. If you do that, this is how these numbers will all pan out. So, it's just a simple matter of math. So next part of the plan, is really this chart. I mean, this chart starts to break what you just saw above down into smaller bites, if you will, month through 1 through 13, right? It starts to show your team, what happens to your team size over a period of time. Just again, being consistent. Team 1, 2, and 3 are your foundation team. You already know that, right? And team 1 through 12 doubles each month when you follow the plan. I mean, it just doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles. And just like that penny doubling concept, right? That you've got to stay in there long enough to let that doubling concept start to work for you. Business volume, 50 BV, 3 products, 100 BV, or 2 products, 100 BV. I mean, you can order 2 products, 100 BV, and pay $59.95 for 2 products, right? Dual team, again, $20 cycles. A cycle is 100 BV on one side, 200 BV on the other, up to 5,000 cycles a week. That's why this plan works. That and the legacy is the reason this plan works, right? And pays you the kind of money that it does. And so, stay focused on doing this. What I tell people is that here's your loyalty purchase, right? You're going to spend, here's when it starts. It's going to start the second month, right? It's going to start your second month. Your first month, you're going to buy your business builder pack and you're going to sponsor one person and you're going to make $100. By the third month, you've spent 2 months in loyalty purchase, $320. Lo and behold, you've made $320. Again, just one a month, right? One a month, $320. So you're at a break-even situation. And, again, this is a great way to show the compensation plan. After your 4th month, here, it's all down there. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was the dual team income. In this example, how I came to the numbers that I did in this chart is by taking nothing for granted, right? I took 1/3 of the volume on one side, 2/3 of the volume on the other side. Our compensation plan, our dual team is a 1/3, 2/3 binary that cycles, at 100, 200. So it's a cycling binary. And I said, if a person had to build both legs, and they had to build 2/3 of their volume on one side and 1/3 of their volume on the other side, they would wind up with 1,365 cycles, which is the lesser leg, right? The lesser leg and the greater leg. The greater leg is twice as much, right, as the lesser leg. 136,500. Excuse me, 136,500 divided by 100 is 1,365. 1,365 times 20 is $27,300. Minimum a new person can earn, from the dual team if they have to do it themselves, right? Build both legs. Like I said earlier, now, if you find yourself where, again, the numbers change dramatically when you don't have to wind up building both legs yourself. We talk about bank volume, why that's so important. We talk about the enroller leg and what happens, say you got 300 or 400 people up this enroller leg, right, up this way, 300 or 400 people. In order for them to qualify, what do they have to do? They have to put, you have to put people on the enroller leg first, right? On the enroller leg first, even if it's just the basic qualification, right? One on the right, one on the left, right? And so in this case, the right leg here is the enroller leg. And so you put one on the enroller leg and one on your leg. now you're qualified for the dual team bonus, right? So just the very, very basic. You know, if you happen to run into and you have, you know, an enroller team that is growing, blowing, and growing, now a different scenario, right? 10% of your volume, you still have the same 409,500 volume, right, that you did in that 13th month, and I'll show you that. But 10% of it is placed on your enroller leg. The rest of it is placed on your leg, right? So it starts to show you there. You know, you're talking about a difference. You remember in the last slide, it was $27,000, $27,300 for that volume. Well, because it was 1/3, 2/3. In this situation, you know, only 10% of your volume is going towards your enroller leg for rank up, right? In order to rank up in the compensation plan so that you can earn on more cycles, because that's how the whole thing moves forward. Earn more cycles. As a diamond, you earn a number of cycles. As a double diamond, you earn, you know, on so many cycles. At triple diamond, you earn so many cycles, 400. And then as royal diamond, you earn 800 cycles. So it just moves up, right? This situation is 3,686 cycles times 20 by 73 grand. So totally different, same numbers, same amount of work, but different scenario, right? Because you've got an enroller leg that is blowing and going. And again, I didn't put the chart on here that talks about what happens when the foundation team is already built. Again, it makes a considerable amount of difference because, you know, if you've already got your foundation team in place, everything from this point forward, as you start to work this plan, is all legacy team, right? So it's their first three and first three and first three and first three and first three. I'll do a chart like that and show you guys what it is, but it really, in this situation, you don't run into a legacy bonus the first month until the fourth month. You know, wouldn't be that case in, you know, if you already had your foundation team out of the way. So here's your foundation team, are those first three. So again, great way to show the compensation plan to everybody. This is a, you know, real life, you know, this is what will happen if you do X, right? If you sponsor one person a month and they sponsor one person a month and everybody buys their 100 BV. I want to make this as simple and as duplicatable as I possibly can. And we're very lucky that our plan really allows that to happen. So as you go through the plan, you know, people start to get wowed very, very quickly, right? They start going to month 8, month 9, you know, month 10, your 10th month, your 11th month, your 12th month, you know, 40 grand. Are you kidding me? Your 13th month, 78 grand. Now, so, you know, again, it's a little bit of business done by a lot of people. So one of the last things I want to talk to you about, and I told you that this training was going to be relatively short, was you've got to become a master inviter. And then I'm going to get to the chats that are down here and I'll answer your questions. You got to become a master inviter, right? You've got to become a master at inviting people to events, and people that they know and people that they know and people that they know and people that they know. You got to post these things on the internet. You got to post them on your Facebook. You got to post them on your LinkedIn. You got to post them, because you'll find some people that'll say, hey, I'd like to go to that. Well, let me tell you what you do in order to go. You get, you know, let's get you pre-enrolled. And then you and the reason I say this, and the pre-enrollment is kind of a formality, right? I just don't like to send somebody who I may or may not know all that well into a large meeting that isn't already attached, right? Does that make sense? So not that anybody would ever steal anybody, but what happens is that person may walk into the room and find a long lost friend or a cousin or somebody that says, hey, you know, I was meaning to call you, but I never got around to it. How in the world did you get here? Oh, I got here because of this person. Oh, you know, and then at that time, and I'm already pre-enrolled. At that time, it's really hands off, right? I mean, that's kind of the part of being an ethical company, and we're going to teach all of those ethics, and everybody really has done a tremendous job. But you know, pre-enroll people, get them pre-enrolled. You don't know them, or even if you do know them, you know, just get them pre-enrolled, then send them. And then, you know, if you have a relationship with anybody at the meeting, like you got a relationship with Dr. Chi, or you got a relationship with Jen or John, or any one of the other people at any one of the other meetings that a prospect might be going to, give them a heads up, right? And say, hey, Bruce, I got this great guy that's going to the meeting, your meeting in Oklahoma City, and here's his name, and hey, I'm going to have him come up and shake your hand and introduce himself to you. So, you know, just wanted you to be aware of it. And everybody will warmly welcome your new prospect into everything. So, you know, that's, I mean, I could go on and on and on with, you know, the whole thing of, you know, how we lead. Oh, yeah, the mind can only absorb what the butt is willing to endure. Right. Thanks, Lori. I knew it was something like that, but I really couldn't figure it out. So, anyway, so hey, I'll make this little training available to you guys, and of course the presentation I'll get out to you, and as well as the Les Brown video. But with that, since we're all together here and I've stopped the recording, now we can